Hey, customers, welcome back to another episode of Fast Film, where we cover all the news and reviews just for yous. This week, we're covering October 31st through November 6th. Let's get into some trailers. So, our first trailer this week is going to be for Echo. It's a spinoff from Hawkeye that was on Disney Plus a couple years ago. This is supposed to be the first, mature rated Disney Plus show. So, I'm definitely looking forward to this. We're bringing Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin. He's always great. They're going to be dropping all 5 episodes the same day, which is going to be January 10th. I'll definitely be watching all that day.
I was a little confused because you said mature, and I'm like, well, wasn't Punisher mature? But I forgot this is the Disney one.
Yeah.
So, and also, my boy Ryan Gosling is starring in The Fall Guy, and it's similar to Drive, where he's a stuntman. Well, in Drive, he's a stunt driver, and this one, he's a stuntman, which is kind of similar. And he leaves his job from being a stuntman because he needs to work on his mental and physical health. But he returns back to a big popular blockbuster movie to work on where his ex-girlfriend Emily Blunt is working on, and she goes missing, so now he has to go and find her. This looks pretty interesting. I'm down to watch it because I love Ryan Gosling, and it's gonna be in theaters on March 1st.
So the fourth movie in the Planet of the Apes series, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, got a trailer this week. This shows the apes have a way more advanced kingdom than we saw in the last film. I think we're almost actually caught up to the point from the original Planet of the Apes movie. So I love these movies. All 3 have been awesome before this, so I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be coming to theaters on May 24th.
And we have that lost footage of me trying to be.
When we tried to get you to audition to be in Planet of the Apes. That's somewhere.
Didn't Randy record that?
Yeah, it's somewhere. There's files somewhere.
You gotta find that shit, Randy. And FX has released a trailer for a new miniseries, Shogun, and it's about a sailor who seems to come up on shore in Japan, and now he's rising from an outsider to becoming a samurai. It kind of feels like the Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai. You know, the guy is white, Tom Cruise is white. They're trying to be samurais. I got similar feelings to it, but it looks pretty dope. Scorpion is in it. I don't know the guy's name, but his name is Scorpion to me. It's going to be releasing sometime in February. No release date fully yet, though.
And then we got a trailer for Mark Wahlberg's new movie. It's called The Family Plan. He's playing a father who used to be like an assassin, worked for the CIA, kind of spy guy. It's an action comedy. Kind of reminded me of The Pacifier when I was watching the trailer. So that's going to be, that's what, like the Vin Diesel Pacifier movie. So this is going to be coming to Apple TV on December 15th.
Did you ever watch the Jackie Chan version? Or I think it's like The Spy Next Door or some shit like that?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah, God, fucking Mark Wahlberg. Just stick to burgers, please. And Netflix and Kevin Hart are teaming up for a comedic heist movie named Lift, which is also directed by F. Gary Gray, who directed some pretty banger movies like Set It Off, The Italian Job, and A Man Apart, and so many more movies. So seeing him direct this movie is a little weird because, I mean, Kevin Hart being a heist mastermind is a little odd to me. We'll see how it is. I'm not really looking forward to this one, but it's going to be releasing on Netflix on January 12th. But we're going to have some headlines for you guys right now.
Yeah, so after the success of the Barbenheimer fad a couple months ago, they're making a small budget film called Dr. Barbenheimer, where a doll is going to create a nuke to kill humans. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be terrible, but the fact that it's even being made and they got $1 million to make this is just too crazy not to bring up. So we had to cover that real quick.
Okay, I gotta have to watch that one and review that one for you guys here because that shit sounds awesome.
It's ridiculous.
We should do a live stream watching it. You know how those go with us.
Mm-hmm.
But after the second season finale of The Bear, ending with a pretty big cliffhanger, it's finally been announced that they have been greenlit for season 3. And I'm super excited for this, but I find it a little weird because I feel like the first season ended pretty nicely to where we got pretty much a green light announcement for season 2 pretty quickly. And this one got it a couple months after we had a cliffhanger for this one. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, I can't wait to see how everything goes with everyone. And ended pretty interestingly. So we'll see. I'm excited for this one, but we got some fucking reviews now too.
Yeah, so first what we're going to get into is All the Light We Cannot See. It's the story of Marie Laure, and she's a blind, French teenager, and Werner, who's a German soldier. This is all during World War II. They collide paths. It's a 4-part series on Netflix. It's actually really binge-worthy. It was pretty solid. I wasn't really thinking I'd enjoy the show, but I mean, I sat down and watched it all in a day. It was really good. The story, it covers about how a father is trying to teach her how to survive with her blindness, and it's just really well done. Like it's actually well done, and having this historical background with World War II, it's pretty dope. I'd give it a try.
I started cracking up because I was thinking about how cool would it be if they made a movie about a blind person, but it's their point of view.
Oh my God, it's just a black screen the whole fucking. It's just sound.
That would be kind of cool.
It's the opposite of a silent film. It's a loud film, but it's just a black screen.
That sounds dope, dude. We got to do that. Netflix release Ralph Barbosa. Sorry, I'm having another seizure here because I'm still laughing. He's a rising comedian, and I love this dude. I've seen him in a bunch of like shorts on YouTube, and he's hilarious. And him and Netflix released his new stand-up recently, and it's fucking funny. I love it. I love this guy's kind of sense of humor. He's not very energetic. He's not outgoing. He talks pretty dry and dead humory, and it fucking works for his act. I think it's hilarious. If you want to check this out, it is on Netflix. It's Ralph Barbosa. Cowabunga. Check that shit out. That shit's funny.
Every time I hear Barbosa, I just think of Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm pretty sure that was the bad guy.
I think of Rocky, dude.
That's Balboa.
I know, but it's close enough.
So Goosebumps had their finale this last week. The show overall was pretty good. It's not particularly scary or anything. It kind of hovers around that teen style of show. But I actually did enjoy this one. The beginning was better in like when they were doing the first couple episodes where each teenager was going through their own different Goosebumps story. After the fifth episode, the classic dummy that most people know from Goosebumps appears and kind of takes over the plot from then on. Still, I'm going to give this show a dope. I wouldn't go out and like rush to watch it if you're looking for something truly scary, but it was solid. They do leave the story on a cliffhanger, so maybe they'll get a season 2. Who knows? But overall, I'm going to give it a dope.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I want to see it. I only want to see it for the puppet.
Yeah, but like 6 through 10 is just him.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Like he's a bad guy in I think in the second Goosebumps movie. I forgot which one. I think it might be in both. I don't know.
He's in all of them. He's just like the classic Goosebumps character.
Yeah, fuck that little guy. But Apple TV released a new film, Fingernails, and it's about a couple who took in a controversial love test where they put you through a series of like tasks you have to do with your partner, and at the end they use your fingernail to figure out if you guys are compatible with each other. You either get a 0%, 50%, or 100%. And they literally rip off your fingernail to figure this shit out. They put it in a machine, and it's crazy. But the movie is about Anna and her boyfriend, who's Jeremy Allen White, who's also in The Bear. They're paired up. They've got the test results before. They're 100% compatible, but she's always kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. So she takes a job with the company and ends up falling in love with her coworker, of course. From here on then, it's all pretty much what you expect it to be. It's not that great. It's kind of predictable. It's a note for me. Not very. I was into it in the first half of the movie, but then after that, it just kind of got very generic, kind of shitty to me. It's a note for me. It is on Apple TV if you want to check it out, though.
And then on Sunday, there was the premiere of Taylor Sheridan's new show on Paramount Plus called The Lawman Bass Reeves. For anybody who doesn't know who Bass Reeves is, he's actually was a real person. He's the first Black U.S. Marshal that ever worked like on the west of the Mississippi. He's kind of a frontier hero and like folk like story. Like all of Sheridan's projects, there's a lot of quality stuff here. If you've liked Yellowstone and Mayor of Kingstown or Tulsa King, you're probably gonna like this one.
Ooh,
having this setting, Bass Reeves being a former slave, and then like in the beginning you see him actually having to fight with the Confederacy was kind of interesting. Overall, it was a pretty good show, but it's just gonna get an 8 from me.
You said he had to fight the Confederacy at that. I pictured him fighting confetti.
No, he was fighting with the Confederacy. Like he's like has to go with his master and like fucking shoot people.
No, but I pictured him fighting confetti, like flying around him, like punching shit. Okay, so we recently reviewed the trailer for The Quiz Lady starring Awkwafina, and I wasn't very into Awkwafina. I'm not a big fan of her. But Awkwafina in this movie is a super smart girl with a ditzy sister and a gambling addicted mom who runs away from her fucking home after she owes $80,000 to a gangster. And now it's up to Awkwafina to go on a TV show, pretty much like Jeopardy and Alex Trebek, but it's, at Will Ferrell and his own TV show on there. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was hilarious. The humor is very like old school raunchy kind of humor. And there's a lot of random like little clips that just come out of nowhere. And it's hilarious. I love this movie. It was really good. It's a dope for me. I will say Will Ferrell is only in it for a few minutes, but his character kind of reminded me of a game show Willy Wonka kind of thing. Just the way he acts and talks, very cool. It's a dope for me. It's on Hulu if you want to check it out.
Then this week was also the finale for the Boys spinoff, Gen V. This season was incredibly violent. The story, going following these kids at this superhero college, and then if there's like this secret lab where they're taking some of the kids and experimenting on them. I don't want to give too much of the plot away from the show, but I mean, it was really well done, and the action scenes were pretty awesome. With one big standout part being this character Sam, who like when he loses his mind, he starts seeing people as puppets, and in one of the scenes, he's like ripping these puppets in half, and then it flashes to what it really looks like, and he's just like taking people and ripping them apart. Like, it's wild. It's incredibly gory. I mean, the show's definitely not for everyone, but it's built for me, and it's a dope for sure. That's on Amazon. And while we had that show ending on Amazon, the same day it ended, they premiered season 2 of Invincible. If you haven't watched the first season of Invincible, you missed out on something great. Invincible is written by Robert Kirkman, and I mean, the show is just so good. This whole season is going to start out with kind of see where like his mom and Mark are after you see what happens with his dad in the first season. Kind of like in the first season as well, they do where like the first episode plays out, and then we get a post-credit scene that's really setting up the main story for the rest of the year. I mean, if you haven't watched Invincible, it's one of the best superhero things out there right now. Definitely go check it out. It's a for sure dope from me. And then let's get into some deep cuts. So my deep cut this week is going to be Copland. I'd never heard of this movie until like a couple months ago. My neighbor actually recommended it to me. It's a 1997 movie starring Stallone, Ray Liotta, Harvey Keitel, and De Niro. It's also directed and written by James Mangold. And if any of you know who that is, he made Logan, which is great.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's the Logan guy. I think he also did Ford versus Ferrari's him too. But Stallone plays like a sheriff in the suburban New Jersey community that's populated by New York police officers. He slowly kind of figures out that, oh, all these people are really scumbags, and like he's trying to like be a sheriff in a town of cops that are all really bad guys. It also gives Stallone kind of an opportunity to not play his usual kind of self where he's doing an action role or something. It's a really good gritty crime drama. You can catch it on Netflix right now, and I definitely recommend it.
Before you started deep cuts, so I didn't want to mention I started watching Invincible. I saw the first episode today.
Did you watch the post-credit scene?
No, not yet, but it's fucking cool. I do like the show a lot. It's really
Wait till
cool.
You get to the post-credit scene of the first episode. It fucking pops off.
Well, now I'm more excited for this. It was fucking cool already.
Yeah.
But I did notice that the first scene where they're all fighting those two aliens, 80% of the cast is from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of that stuff. When he's fighting the Maulers, when they're all like fighting the Maulers, attacking. Yeah. Trust me, it gets. Once you watch the post-credit scene for the first episode, you're gonna be fucking hooked. You're gonna be
right. Oh, I like fucked up shit too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick to that one after I get off here.
Yeah.
But for my deep cuts, I'm picking a movie a little bit more different than what Frank did, a little bit more over the top. I'm picking Jason Statham's Crank. I love this movie since I was a kid, because when I was a kid, my sister used to take me and a couple of my friends when we were like in elementary school or so out to San Francisco for pizza, and we used to get to go watch a movie at the Metreon in San Francisco. And this was the first movie we watched in that little tradition of when I was a kid. And it was fucking cool. Jason Statham plays he is an assassin, but now he's kind of former assassin because he was backstabbed literally with a needle. They inject a adrenaline drug into him where if he doesn't keep his heart pumping, it's going to stop and he dies. So now he has to keep doing crazy shit to keep his heart pumping and adrenaline flowing in order to get to the bad guy that he wants to kill for doing this to him. And it's just very over the top, very crazy shit. It's intense. Check it out on Netflix. If you like bloody and raunchy movies, check this one out. But once again, customers, thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you guys would like to see a point of view of a blind person movie. And if you've seen any of these movies or any of the topics you want to conversate about, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thanks again, guys.
Bye.